scene. Of course, I like doing things immediately. I want us to finish Dreams Denied because when I travel, I'll be only carrying Dear Mama to continue with my scenes. I don't want to miss even a day. With exams or without, I have to go on because life doesn't stop. So scene 5, synopsis, here we are. It happens at the court where we have a lot of journalists, residents, and local officials. And we have Judge Nyatichi, who is overseeing the case. So as the clerk reads, of course, we have Governor Mwitu, Deputy Kayai, Kimbu, Nduki, and Papa Bishop. So after their names are called and the judge is available, we see the judge telling the people that they are reviewing evidence presented so that they can see the magnitude of the crime committed. Then the rules will be done. Of course, judge also goes further and says that Governor Mwitu was entrusted with leadership, but he chose to be greedy and conducted massive corruption, abused the office, endangered the public health of people by dismantling the inspection of meat in the county. He was also reckless, putting the lives of millions of people in the Karara County in problems. Therefore, he is sentenced to 20 years in prison without parole. We also see the next person to be actually judged is Kayai, who is his deputy, and we are told because he is an accomplice, he colluded with the governor. He is also sentenced to 20 years in prison. Then Kimbu and Nduki, who aided the governor in corruption and betraying of the people, are guilty and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Finally, Bishop Papa, who has been accepting bribes from politicians and manipulating congregants for personal gain, has been sentenced to 10 years because he was also guilty of fraud and corruption. So that is done to be a warning to the rest of the people in the county. Now let's come to character traits. We begin with Kimbu, Nduki, Bishop Papa, and Kayai. We realize that all of them are corrupt. You can see the judge saying that they were conducting corrupt activities. They were actually accepting bribes from politicians. Of course, Mwitu was bribing people. He was also squandering a lot of, money from the county. Yeah. We realized that governor was very reckless, cruel, and callous. He put millions of people's lives at risk when he actually decided to dismantle inspection of meat. We realized that he was also unreasonable. Entirely as a leader to decide to do that, it's quite unreasonable. He was greedy. We are told that instead of leading the county well, he chose to be greedy in service. Deputy Governor Kayai is equally similar in character traits like governor, greedy. He was corrupt, callous, unreasonable, selfish, indulgent, yeah, and that is why he is considered to be judged equally like the governor. Now, when we come to Kimbu and Nduki, they were equally corrupt, selfish, unreasonable because they decided to be accomplices to the governor. We see Bishop Papa was corrupt. He was also pretentious or sycophant, and we also see he was greedy. That is why he was receiving money from politicians, accepting bribes, cheating and manipulating congregants, and was guilty of fraud and corruption. All of them are treacherous. They betrayed the people who trusted in them. Now, when we come to thematic concerns, of course, you see the role of the press. I forgot that for scene 4. Consider that also. Now, we see that journalists are all over the place to take, to take details of whatever is going on. We have justice because Judge Nyatich is taking care of the entire process of judging the weight of cruelty practiced by, that is Governor Kimbu, Nduki, Bishop Papa, and Kayai. And indeed, at the end of the day, justice is meted against them. We realize that there is the theme of betrayal. Of course, the 5 people betrayed citizens of Karara big time, and they suffered because of them. We have greed. All the 5 were greedy. We see bad governance. There was very poor leadership in Karara County in general, as you can see. There was abuse of office, which is also related to poor governance. Generally, Kayai, we see Governor Nduki, Kimbu, and even Bishop Papa. They were using their office to benefit themselves. We have selfishness. All the 5 were practicing selfishness. That is why they ended up here. I think that's all about the themes. When we finish with stylistic devices, we see vivid description. The entire introduction of the scene gives a vivid description of the court. The courtroom is packed with journalists, residents, and legal officials. The murmurs of voices fades as the heavy wooden door swings shut. Judge Nyatichi, a stern and composed figure, strides to the bench. All rise as the court clerk calls the court to order. Governor Mwitu, Deputy Governor, Kimbu, Nduki, Bishop Papa stand in the dock. So that is a vivid description. Even at the end, we have vivid description. The judge closes his file and leaves the courtroom, and security officers escort the convicted individuals to the police vehicles waiting outside. Outside, residents cheer, showing their satisfaction with the outcome. Journalists rush to report the breaking news. Finally, justice has been served. We also see we have some sort of onomatopoeia, scratching. I think I saw cheering somewhere. And mamas is written there. Cheer again, page 116. Yeah, so we have onomatopoeia. We also have irony. The greed, corruption, poor governance, abuse of office, selfishness, and betrayal that is practiced by the leaders is very ironical. It is expected that leaders would be selfless and generally take care of the welfare of the people. However, we see that the governor was actually exposing the lives of the people at risk by stopping inspection of meat and also squandering money that was meant to develop the county. So I think, unless otherwise, if you find anything relevant, please share with me. I've come to the end of this text, and we can now focus on the autobiography and the rest of the text. We have the novel, we have the short story, so we'll be focusing on them. Otherwise, adios and have a nice time.